Welcome to BizConnect with Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Arizona, your front row seat to Arizona's Filipino-American business success stories. Let's connect, learn, and grow.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Business 101, from foundation to growth, money, law, and strategy. Brought to you by the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Arizona and the Philippine Consulate. I am Roxanne, your host for tonight, and we're excited to bring practical, powerful business insights for our community.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome on behalf of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Arizona. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to PACA Business 101, Money, Law, and Strategy. We are truly grateful to see such a strong gathering of entrepreneurs, professionals, community leaders, and friends who share a passion for business, collaboration, and community growth. This event is why PACA exists. Our mission is to foster connections, supporting entrepreneurs and local businesses and communities through workshops, seminars, and networking events. Tonight's program is not only to learn from our incredible panelists, but also to build relationships that can open doors to future partnerships and opportunities. We also look forward to highlighting exciting initiatives later this evening from Starlux Airlines and China Airlines. You will also be hearing from our distinguished guests, and as you know, it's going to be Consul General Adelio Cruz and his lovely wife, Catherine Cruz, Consul Levi Malele, and then Honorary Consul Jenny Ho Bianco. Before we begin, I just want to say that PACA continues to grow because of members, partners, and supporters like you. If you are not yet a member, I encourage you to learn more about our organization and many opportunities we offer for networking, mentorship, and business development. Our membership team will be passing around a special code tonight. If you are to join as a member today, please take advantage of that opportunity. And also, one more important announcement, on April 11, we will be having a ceremonial turnover and induction of officers and new members at the Courtyard Marriott Salt River Hotel. I hope to see you all there. All right, everyone, thank you for being here tonight and enjoy a great evening.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Business 101, from foundation to growth, money, law, and strategy. We are so excited to have you tonight.
We are excited to bring you practical guidance from experts in law, banking, accounting, and lending. Whether you are starting a business or preparing to grow, we want you to leave with clear next steps you can apply right away.
Let us introduce you to our panelists. First, we have attorney Jeremy Jarrett from Sachs Tierney, PA. Jeremy advises businesses on mergers and acquisitions, capital raises, corporate governance, commercial contracts, and debt and equity financing. With more than 10 years of experience supporting companies from early stage ventures to large transactions across many industries. Can I have attorney Jeremy Jarrett come to the stage, please? And can we give him a round of applause? Thank you.
All right, up next we have David Pilar, branch manager at Columbia Bank. David has 20 years of banking experience and extensive business banking expertise, including managing a portfolio of small business clients in Nevada. He enjoys educating and partnering with entrepreneurs to help them grow and reach their goals. Mr. Pilar, if you could please stand and head over to this front stage over here.
Next, we have Miss Priscilla Chesler, Certified Public Accountant. Priscilla supports entrepreneurs and small business owners with practical tax guidance and financial clarity. She helps clients build strong bookkeeping systems, understand cash flow, and plan ahead with confidence. Miss Priscilla, can we have you up here, please, and give her a warm applaud.
We have Mr. Edward Lago. Edward is the president and CEO of Our Community Mortgage, Our Community Accounting, and Our Virtual Professionals, and the president and founder of Our Community Foundation. With a background in accounting, he helps entrepreneurs and real estate investors navigate funding options and build financing strategies that support sustainable growth. Edward is also the president emeritus of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Arizona and has served 3 terms as president. Mr. Lago?
Welcome again. Thank you to our panelists for being here. Let us begin. Jeremy, what are some clear red flags or green light situations that tell a business owner it is time to call an attorney?
Yeah, so I think the first sort of precursor to that question is make sure you have an attorney you already know and trust beforehand, someone you feel comfortable picking up the phone for. But generally, if you're branching out into a new line of business, if you have a business transaction that's substantially larger than what you've usually done, if you're perhaps buying a building instead of leasing an office, if there's anything out of the ordinary course of business, it's generally a good time to think, should I call my attorney and see if there's anything I ought to consider here? And if you have a good relationship with your attorney, and most good attorneys get those calls all the time, and a lot of the time the answer is, nope, you're good, go ahead. But on the times where there is something to consider or something to think about, it's better to have that person already know you, to already have a relationship, and be able to give you clear, good advice to help your business keep running. So I would say anytime there's anything outside of the ordinary course is a good time. Or when you're just getting started, that's also a good time. So you can get yourself structured in the right way and kind of set it and forget it and don't have to think about it as much.
So I guess my question for David, when a business applies for a loan or credit line, what are the top things a bank evaluates first?
Yeah, so the biggest thing that WAPS would look for is the business's cash flow and ability to repay the loan. So when you guys are looking to, get lending from a bank, a lot of times it's going to depend on your bookkeeping. I know we have Priscilla here that does a CPA, so she'll kind of go more into that. But really just having good financials is what we'll look for. So tax returns, making sure you guys have everything in order, understanding your guys' books, having your records in place. Those are things that banks will really look for as far as making sure that there's, the repayability back for those loans and loans that you guys are looking for.
Priscilla, if I am starting a business, what financial and tax steps should I take first to set everything up correctly from day one?
Well, if you're starting a business, first thing you have to think about is what type of entity are you going to be? Because sometimes it makes a whole lot of difference when you're trying to do your taxes at the end of the year. The other thing you have to set up is all the licensures you need to have, because without the proper licensure, you'll be in trouble, okay? So the next thing you have to do is determine what type of books you have to have and what type of software you want to use. And more likely you would say, I'll use QuickBooks. Well, it's okay, except that if you don't know how to use it, you'd be in trouble, okay? Because when it comes time to put together your financial statements, or if you look at your financials, you probably will not even understand what's in there. Okay, so at that point, you are better off hiring a CPA or a bookkeeper or somebody else. So the other thing also is when you are trying to plan your business, at the beginning, normally the business has deficit or losses. you will want to probably set aside at least a year's worth of cash, so that if the business goes down or you do not have enough collection, you can at least operate your business. Okay.
All right, Edward. For business owners who may not qualify for a traditional bank loan, what alternative funding options are available?
Thank you, Julian. So, first things comes to mind to everyone. Every time we need to get some funds for our business, first thing we do is we think of banks, right? And a lot of times it is the banks that could help. But we're also forgetting that we can find investors. We can find our family, our friends. We can borrow money from them. We could use our personal credit cards, our lines of credit, if we do have one. Now, thinking about non-traditional bank options, there are options for lending where we don't necessarily have to follow the guidelines of strict guidelines and following conforming. We do have options where we can do SBA lending where we don't even have to do the traditional bank guidelines. Instead of having like the higher FICO scores that are needed, we do have flexibility where we could have 600 FICO scores or even lesser instead of getting 620 or 680 and higher. Now, we also do have options where if you're trying to get equity in your properties, you could do debt service coverage ratio, where you don't even have to prepare your tax returns, income statements. You can use your bank statements. You can also use no income documents if needed. There's a lot more. So if there's anything that you need, aside from thinking of the banks, there is always options where you can do private lending, where you don't follow any guidelines at all.
This question is for Priscilla. Priscilla, I learned this the hard way, but can you tell me why it's important to have and hire a bookkeeper for a company that's growing, especially because when you have accountants, they want the numbers. Why should I hire a bookkeeper?
For so many different reasons. First of all, is for financing. If you're growing, you will need financing. Now, a bookkeeper, a CPA, however you call them, will put your numbers where they belong. Okay? I am by profession an auditor. So if I look at a financial statement, immediately I will know what's wrong with it. And so are these guys. They look at the financial statement. They're trained to look at the financial statement. So if you don't have good books, then possibly you will not pass financing or whatever the criteria are. So it's very important also for your own satisfaction. You will see in your financial statement how your business is growing. If you do not know where you're going, it's like swimming in the dark. And swimming in the dark, you can hit your head somewhere, and then that's it.
One other really important reason is what we would call internal controls. So one of the biggest reasons small businesses fail, believe it or not, is due to employee fraud or employee theft. Everyone says, no, my employees love me. They would never have it, but you would be shocked if you just have an in-house controller or an in-house accountant. Having an independent third party go over the financial statements is actually kind of crucial to make sure that incentives are aligned and that you catch problems before they become a big problem.
One thing I was going to add too, with having a third party or even an in-house bookkeeper, reason for that is it helps you as a business owner focus on your business. You know, a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, you know, they're focusing on what they want to do as a business. You know, they're not necessarily thinking of their financials, the bookkeeping. So that's something, again, hiring a bookkeeper will help out, is it allows you as a business owner to focus on the business at itself, and then again, have a trusted individual that can take care of the finances. So when come times for, you know, bookkeeping, taxes, lending, you have those financials ready to go.
I just want to add, so when you're hiring an accountant or a bookkeeper, there might be two options, right? You do have someone internal for your company, and that person can be the same person that's doing all your taxes, which is outside of your company. So it doesn't matter whether it's that same person or not, but you want to make sure, as what Priscilla mentioned, you're going to have to review what financial documents that you have. You're going to make sure what you have internally is something that is realistic if you are to file for your taxes, and the external accountant or whatever you call, or CPA, that would do everything as well, making sure that your books are all in order, because this can be used for different purposes, whether it's for financing, for following compliance, and even following what you're doing. You're basically looking at how you're doing, how you're managing your business. So all of these comes into whether you have someone internally for your business or you do have someone taking care of filing as well for your taxes.
When you're talking about the strength of the enterprise, they're looking at you and at the same to you and the assets. What is it in you that they're looking for, whether you get funded or not?
Yeah, there's two different people or entities that they're looking at, right? They're looking at the business and they're looking at you as an individual being an owner and guarantor. So you have to remember the business is borrowing funds for whatever purpose that they're trying to do. But who is the owner? Who's the guarantor? So if you do have a good and great financials kept for the business, that would be a good thing for you. It's easy for everyone to lend you money, but you want to make sure that the individual or the owner also have strengths, because they only do not pull the FICO scores of the entity, the corporation or the LLC. They do have their own FICO scores, but being the owner, you do have your own FICO score. So these are two important things that we all have to remember being a business owner. So they're going to look into the strengths and looking at what's your capacity to pay being an owner and guarantor.
The 2026 VIP tour launch. So if you standing up, you want to take a seat. You don't want to leave. You don't want to miss this.
Her name is Dr. Joseph Ihonka. I'm her favorite Filipino citizen. I'm her sidekick. We have something amazing and exciting to talk about. If you could give us your attention, we would deeply appreciate it, because this is going to be good for your soul. I promise you.
As the Honorary Consul of the Philippines in Arizona, it gives me great pleasure to introduce and welcome our Consul General Adelio Cruz, who will be presenting our VIP, which stands for the very important Pinoy Tour, that will be happening on July 12th to the 21st. And that will take us through Central Visayas in the Philippines.
As Dr. Joe said, a very exciting event coming this mid-year that's not just food for your soul. It will also be an opportunity for you and your loved ones to rediscover the beauty of the Philippines.
I'll have Aaron come up first from China Airlines. Yes, so welcome.
Thank you, Jenny. Hello, everyone. It's a really honor and pleasure to attend this, beautiful evening with everyone here. And I think previous we mentioned about LA. I think everyone experienced the terrible CBP time there, and now good news is Starlux and China Airlines. We've been here, have non-stop service to Taipei. And you will save your time on CBP. I'm not saying about the price first. I'm saying the convenient and the your time and your experience for taking the flight from Arizona to Asia. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to share everyone. And second, I think because now we're starting here, so I believed our rate here is competitive compared to other gateways. So you don't need a transit time, you don't have to worry about your domestic flights have any delay or connection issues there. All right. And also, China Airlines to provide for destinations that Philippines and Cebu. And also, you can start over in Taipei. So China Airlines provide you have the choices that if you're holding China Airlines boarding pass, you can stay in China Airlines on the Hyatt Regency Airport Hotel for 2 nights with 45% off. And now, good news is Filipinos or US citizens, we don't need a visa to entry to Taipei. You have 90 days visa free, both ways. All right, you can redeem all the benefits. Also, we match for the corporate. We match with the membership tiers. Because before you don't have choice. Maybe you fly EVA Air. Then EVA Air give you have your high tier membership. You don't have stopover. We can match with the membership tiers for you. So yes, feel free to contact with us. I think SARS do that too. So that's the benefit and it's for now. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was going to introduce next Dexter from.
And I think everyone is pretty familiar with EVA Air. So our chairman from Starlux is a former founder of the former chairman from EVA Air. So he started his own brand. So that's why Starlux is relatively new for the market. But now, since Philippines Airlines is not here, but we and China Airlines, we are here to provide everyone direct flight back to Asia. So as a Taiwanese, I think Asia as a whole. So that's why we try our best to provide services to bring our heritage and our home closer. So I wanted to say that for Starlux Airlines, we operate 3 destinations in the Philippines, which is Cebu, Manila, and Clark. So 3 destinations, and we operate 4 direct flights to Taiwan.
Good evening, everyone. We have here our Hong Kong Jenny, and we have Dr. V. And thank you for attending tonight's event, Hong Kong Jenny. And I know one of the program, what we did tonight was we launched the VIP tour from the Consulate of Los Angeles. What can you say about that?
Well, I am very excited to promote the VIP tour, which stands for the Very Important Pinoy Tour. This tour will take us to Central Visayas in the Philippines, and it will be from July 12 to July 21. I truly hope that all of you can join. It's going to be so fun for the young at heart and the younger at hearts. There will be land activities. It will include many wonderful food options. And we get to see Manila, Cebu, Dumaguete, Siquijor, and Bohol. So I hope all of you can join.
I'm really excited for that too.
Yes.
Dr. V, so you attended tonight's event. What can you say about the Business 101?
So I'm actually very glad that I came here because I picked up some information that I didn't realize I needed. And I think that's the important thing about coming to an event like this. You gain knowledge that you didn't realize you actually needed. So I learned about contracts. I learned about negotiating with partners. I learned about getting loans from a bank. I learned about getting loans from private equity. I learned things that I didn't realize that were options to me that I never knew were available to me. So like coming to these events, you just hear new things and new options that can bring your business to the next level. So I am so glad I came here, and I'm excited about the next one.
Oh, I'm glad you both like this event. And thank you and congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone, I have here our newly appointed president, Attorney Luan Mai. Congratulations, Attorney Luan Mai, for our event today. And congratulations, it was indeed a successful event. As the president of Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Arizona, what is your message for our members and for the community?
So I gotta start out saying that, I'm very honored to have been chosen as the president of PACA to support the community. Having seen the event tonight, I would say I'm very proud of the team that executed it flawlessly, being able to gather all these people here. And of course, seeing the Filipino community as well as other community here, they are very welcoming. They love the event. There were so many Q&A. It makes me feel very proud to be part of this team, to be delivering such great material and events to all our members and our communities. So my message for the community and members is, come and learn about our organization, join our events, so that way you can gain valuable insight. And we're gonna try and continue to deliver that to our members and our communities.
Oh, thank you, our president.
As we wrap up Business 101, we're not just celebrating the end of a session, we're celebrating the beginning of something greater, from shared ideas to real connections, from learning the basics to building bold visions. This journey has been nothing short of inspiring. Each face here tells a story of growth, of courage to start, and passion to keep going. Because success in business isn't just about profit, it's about community, collaboration, and showing up for one another. And this is what PACA is all about. To everyone who joined us, thank you for being part of this experience. This is only the beginning. Together, we grow. Together, we succeed. See you in the next chapter.